Welcome everyone to another Tech Simplicity computer tip. In today's video, I'm going to be explaining an advanced tutorial for those who wish to maximize the amount of performance they are getting from their processors. Doing this will unlock all available cores within your processor, whether they be physical cores or virtual cores. In other words, following this tutorial will ensure that you are getting the most out of your investment, because, let's face it, a computer is an investment, and you want to make sure that you're getting the performance that you paid for. In more detail, by unlocking every possible core that your processor has available to use, you will ensure that the tasks that you complete on your PC will be split evenly among the cores in your processor. This will ensure that the workload is being completed in the most efficient and quick manner possible. So, without further ado, let's get started. The first step that we're going to want to take in this process is to view how many cores your processor actually has. And this can be completed in a variety of ways, though one of the easiest ways is to simply view your processor through the Windows Task Manager. With that, right-click the bar at the bottom of your screen and click the button titled Start Task Manager. Once in the Windows Task Manager, click on the fourth tab titled Performance. This will allow you to view your processor and all of its cores. If you are using a computer that was made within the last 10 years, you are likely to have a processor with more than one core. As you can see in this video, I have a computer with a quad-core processor, meaning I have 4 physical cores and 4 virtual cores. This is indicated by the graph bars that look very similar to a heart monitor that you would see in a hospital. The next step that we'll wish to take is to click the button titled Resource Monitor, located near the bottom of the Task Manager window. This will open up a new window, and once open, click the second tab titled CPU. You will then be prompted with a more detailed breakdown of the bars that you were able to view in the Performance tab of the Windows Task Manager. Along the right-hand side of the Resource Monitor window, you will see expanded versions of the bar graphs or heart monitors. Above each graph, you will also notice text. Knowing this, the first 2 graphs can be disregarded, as it is the graphs below these of which we are interested in. As you can see, the CPUs titled CPU 0, 3, 4, and 7 all have the word park next to them. This means that they are not being used, which equates to our processor not working at its fullest potential, which ultimately means if you purchased a computer with a top-notch processor, you are not getting your money's worth, and this is a very frustrating fact. If you do not see the word parked next to any of the CPU graphs, then your computer is already utilizing your processor at its fullest potential. This means that you're good to go, and the rest of this tutorial is irrelevant to you. For those of you who saw the word parked, let's continue on. So go ahead and close out of the Resource Monitor and the Task Manager. Next, click the Windows Start button, and in the search tool, type the word regedit. Then click Enter. This will then open the Registry Editor. Once inside the editor, click the Edit button, and then click the button titled Find. From there, copy and paste the text from the video description into the provided field next to the text labeled Find What. Once you have done this, go ahead and click Enter. Your computer will then begin to search through your registry to find the string of text that you entered into the search field. As a word of caution, remember to only edit the registry entries that are discussed in this video. Do not run astray and begin editing things in which you do not know about. The registry editor is a very powerful tool that can either greatly help you or virtually destroy your operating system if used incorrectly. Searching the registry may take some time, but once it is complete, you will be presented with a list of search results. As you can see here, we have found our first hit to the text that we entered into the search field. Now, what we'll want to do is focus our attention to the 2 entries titled Value Max and Value Min. We want to ensure that both of these have their value data set to 0, so go ahead and double-click each one and make sure the value data is set to 0. If it is anything other than 0, backspace it out, put a 0 in, and click the OK button. After both value datas are set to 0, we're going to want to click the button titled Edit at the top of the registry editor and click the button titled Find Next. This will then perform a search for the string of text that we entered into the search field earlier. Continue making the Find Next search, and for every search result presented, ensure that the value data for both Value Max and Value Min are always set to 0. Eventually, you will hit the Find Next button and be prompted with a message that reads, Finished searching through the registry. This means that there are no more search results that can match the string of text that we entered into the search field earlier, and we are ready to move on with the next step. After we have run out of search results in the registry editor and ensured that the value data for both the value min and value max options has been set to 0, we can go ahead and close out of the registry editor. Then, the next step that we will want to take is to restart the computer. By restarting the computer, we will put the changes into effect that we have made to the processor. In other words, we will make sure that we are getting the most out of our processor and getting the most out of our investment, thus making our computer quicker, faster, and more efficient. With that, I'm going to restart my computer, so I'll see you in a minute. Well, now that we're all back from restarting our PCs, the next step that we're going to want to take is to make sure that the changes that we did make in the registry editor have gone into effect. To do this, right-click the bottom bar and click on the button titled Start Task Manager. Once you're in the Task Manager, go ahead and click on the fourth tab titled Performance. Once in the Performance tab, go ahead and click on the Resource Monitor button near the bottom of the Task Manager window. Once you have opened the Resource Monitor window, go ahead and click on the second tab titled CPU. Once there, we will again be presented with a detailed breakdown of our computer's processor. The details that we will be interested in is to ensure that the word parked has been removed from the text above each CPU graph. At this time, go ahead and scroll through your CPU graphs or heart monitors to ensure that this text has been removed. If the word parked has been removed from each CPU graph, you will have completed the task at hand. However, if you do happen to find the word parked, just follow the steps in this video again until the word parked has been removed. By completing this tutorial, you will ensure that your computer's processor will be working at its peak performance. This means that the work that you do from this point out, whether it be rendering video, playing games, or even completing basic tasks such as browsing the internet or word processing, the programs that you will be using for these types of activities will be splitting the workload equally among the available cores in your CPU. With that, I hope everyone enjoyed this video. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe for future computer tips, and to also share this video if it was of help to you. Thanks. See you next time.